Very good morning, dear students. Under the subject Principles of Macroeconomics, today I shall take up a very important topic, unemployment. As you all know, unemployment is the most dreadful and the most menacing problem facing the world today. Millions of people are out of job, and with the widespread novel coronavirus COVID-19, 195 million people in this globe will lose job by July 2020. Already 180 million people are unemployed in the world. Another 195 million people means approximately 375 million people of this globe will be without job. Okay, if you look at the unemployment rate, India has an unemployment rate in April of 23.8% of the labor force. The unemployment rate in India was only 8.8% in February. It has reached now 23.8% of the unemployment of the labor force. In America, it is 13.8%. In most of the European countries, unemployment rate is above 15%. And because of the widespread unemployment, okay, another 553 million people will be added to poverty, and the number of people living below the poverty line will be more than 1,400 million people by end of July or August 2020. So unemployment is a very serious problem. So let us discuss about what exactly is unemployment. Unemployment is a situation in which all those people who are above the age of 16 years, that means the working age, who are willing to work and able to work at the existing wage rates are unable to find jobs due to lack of employment opportunities. I repeat, unemployment is a situation where all those people who are above the age of 16 in a country who are willing to work and able to work at the existing level of wage rates are unable to find jobs due to lack of employment opportunities. Okay, let us discuss about what exactly the term unemployment rate is. Unemployment rate is the percentage of labor force which is unemployed. See, the labor force consists of employed people and unemployed people. Out of the employed and unemployed people, the percentage of people who are unemployed come under the unemployment rate. It is the percentage of labor force which is unemployed. We can use a formula to find out that unemployment rate equals the number of persons unemployed divided by the number of persons in the labor force times 100. Okay. Today, as I told you earlier, the unemployment rate in India in April 2020 is 23.8% of the labor force is unemployed in India. In America, it is 13.8%. In most European countries, above 15%. In some European countries like Spain, Italy, and Greece, it is about 20%. Macedonia, about 20%. So it's a very big problem facing the world today. Okay, as I told you earlier, the labor force consists of both employed people and unemployed people. Okay, and unemployment is a percentage of the labor force that is unemployed. Now let me discuss about different types of unemployment. Okay, the various types of unemployment that we find in any country can be divided into two broad categories: equilibrium unemployment and disequilibrium unemployment. The equilibrium unemployment is also called natural rate of unemployment. What is equilibrium unemployment or natural rate of unemployment? Okay, equilibrium unemployment is that level of unemployment that exists in a country when the aggregate demand for labor is equal to the aggregate supply of labor. The total demand for labor in the economy is equal to the total supply of labor at the existing level of real wage rates. I repeat, equilibrium unemployment is that level of unemployment that exists in an economy when aggregate demand for labor is equal to aggregate supply of labor at the existing level of real wage rates. Okay, when the economy is able to achieve equilibrium unemployment level, the economy achieves macroeconomic equilibrium in the sense that there are in every country some people will be definitely unemployed. Okay, because some people are unemployable. Okay, in every country, there are some people who are not willing to work, or maybe jobs are available. They may be unaware of the vacancies, or they may be in between jobs, or maybe unable to take up the job at the present moment, or maybe unwilling to work due to some reason or other. Okay, so some amount of unemployment is quite natural. That is why equilibrium unemployment is also called natural rate of unemployment. Okay, we can identify 10 types of natural rate of unemployment. Okay, in an economy. Okay, what are the different types of equilibrium unemployment or natural rate of unemployment? The 10 types of natural rate of unemployment or equilibrium unemployment are the following. Number 1, frictional unemployment or transitional unemployment. Number 2, search unemployment is also a form of frictional unemployment only. Number 3, casual unemployment, again another form of frictional unemployment. Number 4, residual unemployment, okay, unemployment due to physical and mental disabilities. Number 5, okay, seasonal unemployment, unemployment arising due to seasonal fluctuations in demand for the products of certain industries. Number 6, okay, the structural unemployment, due to some structural changes in the economy. Some industries may experience permanent decline, okay, in the demand for their products due to changes in tastes and fashions. There is structural unemployment. Then comes what is called, okay, the regional unemployment, another form of structural unemployment. Then comes international unemployment due to decline in demand for domestic produced goods in foreign markets. Okay, many people who are employed in the export sector or export industries will experience a decline in their jobs. Then comes technological unemployment due to improvement in production technology. Workers are replaced by machines. Okay, the introduction of robots are replaced welders in the car industry. The introduction of plastic cards and ATM machines are replaced. Okay, and telephone banking reduce the number of tellers and the bank clerks in the banking industry. So all examples of technology unemployment. Then comes what is called voluntary unemployment. People who are able to work are not willing to work due to some reasons or other. So the 10 types of equilibrium unemployment. Now we shall briefly discuss about each of these 10 types of equilibrium unemployment or natural rate unemployment. As I told you earlier, okay, equilibrium unemployment occurs in an economy. Equilibrium unemployment is that level of unemployment that exists in an economy when the aggregate demand for labor, the total demand for labor is equal to aggregate supply of labor at the existing level of current wage rates or existing level of real wage rates. Okay, the labor market is in equilibrium, okay, in macroeconomic equilibrium, okay, in the long run, but there are still some unfilled vacancies or some people who are unemployed. Okay, it's quite natural that some people will be unemployed because some people may be unaware of the available jobs, some people may be in between jobs, okay, some people may be unable to take up the job in the current moment, some people are unable to go to another location to take up a job, jobs are available in some other place, or maybe sometimes unwilling to work at the present moment. So some amount of unemployment is quite natural in any part of the world. That is called natural rate of unemployment or equilibrium unemployment. Okay, it's also the unemployment that is achieved, okay, the lowest level of unemployment that is achieved at a stable rate of inflation, when the inflation rate is neither increasing nor decreasing, neither accelerating nor decelerating. Okay, the lowest level of unemployment that is achieved by an economy is called natural rate of unemployment. It's also called non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment, NAIRU, N-A-I-R-U, non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment, because this kind of unemployment is the lowest level of unemployment that can be achieved with a stable rate of inflation. Here the expected rate of inflation is equal to actual rate of inflation. It is a full employment level of unemployment, which means people who are willing to work and able to work at the current wage rates can find jobs somehow, but somehow people are not able to work because of various reasons. So I told you there are 10 types of equilibrium unemployment. Number 1, frictional unemployment. As the name suggests, it occurs because of some frictions in the economy. Okay, some people are in between jobs. This kind of unemployment will last for 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, the least harmful type of unemployment is called frictional unemployment, because some people will be just entering the labor market looking for jobs, and maybe they may be hired and fired immediately because of lack of training or lack of skill. Okay, this is quite normal in any dynamic economy, and sometimes people will be looking for a better paid jobs. Okay, and so they will be frictionally unemployed because of geographical and occupational mobility of labor. Also this can happen. Number 2, what is called search unemployment. Sometimes people may be be unwilling to accept a job on offer. They may be given an offer by the employers, but they may be still remaining unemployed and searching for better paid jobs. So it will take some time for filling in the application form, and the employers processing the the application of the employees, and so it will take some time to find job. This is called search unemployment. Okay, in the case of search unemployment, people who are able to get an offer may not accept the first job offer, okay, because they wish to work for better paid employment, and so they are looking for jobs, and in that process they will be wasting some time. Okay, the third type of natural rate of unemployment or equilibrium unemployment is what is called casual unemployment. Okay, this is a kind of unemployment that takes place in some periods of employment. Some people will take an off during the working hours, especially film stars, opera singers, and all these people take a break while they are free from shooting for some time. They go for holidays and other kinds of entertainment activities, and so casual unemployment is also quite natural. It is also a kind of frictional unemployment. Then comes what is called residual unemployment. In every country, there are some people who are unable to take up the jobs in the organized labor market because either they are unable to work because of physical and mental disabilities. Some people are physically handicapped, some are mentally not stable. They may not have the skill, the ability and the commitment and the discipline to take up the work in the organized industry, and so they may have to remain unemployed. They will have limited opportunities. That is called residual unemployment, a kind of natural rate of unemployment or equilibrium unemployment. Then comes what is called seasonal unemployment. Some industries are seasonal in nature. Example, agriculture, tourism, construction industry, all these are having seasonal nature, and because of seasonal fluctuations in demand, sometimes workers will not be required, especially during the winter. The farmers are unemployed in Britain. So also in the month of July, the ski instructors are not required in Austria. And again during the winter, the construction workers will be the hardest hit. They will not be able to get a job because the construction work cannot be undertaken during the winter season. So many times people are unemployed because of seasonal fluctuations in demand. This occurs due to seasonal fluctuations in demand, which will reduce the demand for certain type of labor at certain seasons of the year, so they are unemployed. That's called seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment is also quite natural in a dynamic economy because every year, due to the changes in seasons and weather, demand for certain products will decline, which will reduce demand for a particular type of labor, and so some people will be seasonally unemployed. Then comes what is called the structural unemployment. Structural unemployment is a very serious type of equilibrium unemployment. It is a long-lasting unemployment, lasting for years, months and years together. It occurs because of some structural changes in the economy, due to changes in tastes and fashions, and due to mismatch between the demand for labor and the supply of labor, and due to technological improvements, due to decline of some in certain industries, permanent decline of some industries in some regions of the country, due to the lack of demand for a country's products in foreign countries. All these factors can cause structural unemployment. It can also be caused by geographical and occupational immobility of labor. Some jobs may be available in some parts of the country, but people are not willing to leave their hometown to search for a job in other parts, so they may remain unemployed, instead of taking up a job in a faraway place. So structural unemployment is a very serious type of unemployment, which is also a part of equilibrium unemployment or natural rate of unemployment. Then comes the next type of unemployment, which is called the regional unemployment. Regional unemployment is also a kind of structural unemployment in some regions of the country. The economy, that segment will be completely depending upon some industries which may experience decline. Like for example, decline of shipbuilding industry, in southeast of England, decline of coal mine industry in some other parts of Britain, and the decline of textile industry in some other parts. All these can cause permanent decline of demand for the products of these industries. In some regions will result in regional unemployment. Some regions will be having so much unemployment. If you look at unemployment in a country like India, we can see lots of people can find jobs in the city of Mumbai or Bombay, where there are so many factories and so many opportunities are there for the workers. But in certain parts of the country, there are no unemployment. There are no opportunities of getting jobs. There's widespread unemployment in Bihar, in some parts of UP and other places. So many workers are migrating from their home state to other states in search for a job. Similarly, we can see if you look at the UAE, there are more jobs available in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and to some extent in Sharjah. In other Emirates, job opportunities are limited. So this is called regional unemployment. Then comes the next type of equilibrium unemployment or natural rate unemployment, which is called technological unemployment. An improvement in production technology can replace workers. Workers will be replaced by machines. For example, the introduction of robots have replaced welders in the car industry. The introduction of ATM machines, plastic cards, and telephonic banking have replaced clerks in the banking industry. So because of technological advancement, the work done by human labor will be done by machines, and so people will be unemployed. It's called technological unemployment. When they are unemployed, they will not be able to take up a job because what happens is they may not have the skills to take up the available jobs. So technological unemployment is also quite inevitable in a dynamic growing economy. Then comes what is called international unemployment. Because of the decline in demand for the domestically produced goods in foreign markets, the exports of a country may decline. So those who are employed in those export industries will lose jobs. That's called international unemployment. It's also a kind of structural unemployment. Then comes voluntary unemployment. Some people are unwilling to work because of the generous, unemployment benefits that are provided by government. In Europe, in most of the European countries, people are unemployed because the governments provide generous unemployment benefits. And if they take up job also, the salaries they may get may be less than the amount of unemployment benefits they can get from the government. and also sometimes they have to pay income tax once they are employed, so they wish to remain unemployed. That's called voluntary unemployment. They are able to work but not willing to take up job at the current level of real wage rates. Okay, so I have explained already clearly 10 types of natural rate of unemployment or equilibrium unemployment. Okay, these 10 types of unemployment come under natural rate of unemployment or equilibrium unemployment. Here, the natural rate of unemployment is that level of unemployment that exists in an economy when the aggregate demand for labor is equal to aggregate supply of labor and the labor market is in long run macroeconomic equilibrium. Even when the labor market is in long run macroeconomic equilibrium, there will be some unfilled vacancies. Okay, some unemployment is inevitable because some people are unaware of the existing jobs or existing vacancies. Some people are in between jobs. Some people are, searching for better jobs. Some people are unwilling to take up job at the current moment, or some people are unable to take up the job. So some amount of unemployment is inevitable. That's why they are called natural rate of unemployment. Okay. Having said this, now in this case, aggregate demand for labor is going to supply labor, but the aggregate labor supply, aggregate labor force will be more than the aggregate, and supply of labor, because the supply of labor, aggregate supply of labor consists of all those people who are already employed only, because some people are not willing to work. Their unemployed people are also there in the aggregate labor force. Now I shall discuss about the disequilibrium unemployment. As the name suggests, disequilibrium unemployment occurs when the aggregate demand for labor is less than the aggregate supply of labor. That means the aggregate supply of labor is more than the aggregate demand for labor, because the wage rates that are offered to the workers would be above the market clearing wage rate. Okay, the labor market is not in equilibrium. There is excess supply of labor. There are two types of disequilibrium unemployment in the country. In every country, these two types of unemployment are very, very serious type of unemployment, unlike the equilibrium unemployment. Number one, excessive real wage unemployment or classical unemployment. The classical economists have explained that because of the powerful influence of strong trade unions, workers will insist on a pay from the employers which will be above the equilibrium wage rate. They will ask for excessive wage rate. When they are asking too much wage rate, automatically they will be, the employers will be forced to employ fewer workers. So there will be an excess supply of labor compared to the demand for labor, and so that will cause excessive real wage unemployment because the wage rate is above the market clearing equilibrium wage level. Okay, this is what is called excess real wage unemployment, excessive real wage unemployment or classical unemployment. Now comes the most serious type of unemployment. The second type of disequilibrium unemployment is called cyclical unemployment or demand deficient unemployment. This kind of unemployment is a very serious type of unemployment. The most harmful and the most serious type of unemployment that is found in the world today is cyclical unemployment. This kind of unemployment occurs or appears during the downturn of the business cycles due to recessions and depressions. Look at the world today. Because of the widespread COVID-19 pandemic or novel coronavirus pandemic, millions of people are losing jobs because a third of the world is shut down completely. Factories are closed, the farming sectors are closed, the mobility of labor is completely stopped. 195 million people will lose job by June or July of 2020 because of cyclical unemployment due to recessions and depressions that will be created by COVID-19 pandemic. As I told you earlier, cyclical unemployment is the most serious and the most harmful type of unemployment found in the world economy today. Because of the widespread novel coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic. Millions of people are in the street and millions more people will lose their jobs. This is called cyclical unemployment because it occurs during the lower turning part of the business cycle like recessions and depressions. It's also called demand deficient unemployment because this kind of unemployment is caused by a drastic decline in aggregate demand for goods and services. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the demand for all kinds of goods will decline in the world. The exports from India and China to the rest of the world declined by more than 30%. Already 22 million people lost jobs in America over the last 2 months. In China, more than 30 million people lost jobs. In India, more than 60 million people lost jobs over the last 2 months because of the shutdown, as well as the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. So all over the world, 195 million people will lose job by July 2020 This is cyclical unemployment. It's a very serious problem. Millions of people will start to die. There will be starvation, death. Okay, 553 million more people will be added below the poverty line, according to the International Labour Organization and United Nations. Okay, it's a very serious problem. So this cyclical unemployment is very relevant in 2020, as many people are really losing jobs, and many more millions of people will lose jobs because of cyclical unemployment. It is also called Keynesian unemployment because it was Lord John Maynard Keynes, the greatest economist of the 20th century, who has explained about cyclical unemployment in 1930s. He said there can be economic depressions and which can cause cyclical unemployment or demand deficient unemployment. So it is also known after the name of Lord Keynes as Keynesian unemployment. Okay, so cyclical unemployment, demand deficient unemployment, Keynesian unemployment all mean the same. It's also called mass unemployment because during this type of unemployment millions of people will be out of jobs. Okay, it's also called general unemployment because this is the most commonly found unemployment in most of the developed countries of Europe as well as America and other developed economies. Okay, so there are 5 names for cyclical unemployment, demand deficient unemployment, Keynesian unemployment, mass unemployment, and general unemployment. All these mean cyclical unemployment, which is the most harmful and the most serious type of unemployment found in the world today. Even during the 2008-2009 crisis, millions of people lost jobs and many people committed suicide. In many parts of the world, in Switzerland, in New Zealand. In 1999, when Japanese economy was in deep crisis, tens of thousands of people in Japan committed suicide because of cyclical unemployment. So it's a very serious and harmful type of unemployment which may last for months together or years together. All those factors which will decrease aggregate demand, like decrease in consumption expenditure, decrease in exports, decrease in government spending, decrease in investment spending, decrease in money supply, all these factors can cause demand deficient unemployment or cyclical unemployment. So these are the 2 types of disequilibrium unemployment. Actually both excessive real wage unemployment and cyclical unemployment are involuntary unemployment. People are ready to work, willing to work and able to work, but unable to find job because of lack of employment opportunities. There is a real serious unemployment which is disequilibrium. Natural rate of unemployment or economic unemployment is not very serious, even though not very simple, but still the consequences are comparatively marginal or less on the economy and the people. Now let us discuss about the consequences and cost of unemployment. How unemployment affects people. Unemployment have many side effects, many bad effects on the people. It has social effects, psychological effects, financial effects, economic effects, and effects on the individuals and their families. So when people are unemployed for a long time, they will be unemployable. Once you remain unemployed for a long time, which means you lose your skill and you will not be able to find job easily. So unemployed people for a long time are unemployable. Number 2, the greatest cost of unemployment is the lowest output, the opportunity cost of unemployment is lowest output. A day's labor lost is lost forever. Once you lose a day's work, that is gone forever. It cannot be compensated. There will be loss of millions of dollars worth output during this COVID-19 pandemic. Millions of people out of jobs, many factories are closed down. A country like India is shut down for more than 43 days, which means India's gross domestic income or gross domestic product will decline by more than 8 to 9%, and India will be definitely in a deep recession or depression soon after this lockdown is lifted. You can see United States of America will be in recession, Japan will be in recession, Germany, Italy, France, Spain, all these countries including China also may be experiencing recession because last quarter, from January till March 31st, China's GDP declined by 6.8%. It will continue to decline in the coming months also, even though they have lifted lockdown in many places. In a country like India, where most of the factories, 80% of the factories have been completely non-operational. That means millions of people out of jobs, and there will be a serious problem for the economy. Poverty will increase, there will be starvation, deaths, suicides, and many things will be coming up that we can see in the coming months. So let us discuss about the other consequences of unemployment. The lowest output is there, and low living standards. People who are unemployed will not be able to consume enough. They will have low, consumption. On the part of the people who are unemployed, there will be low self-esteem, loss of status, alienation, frustration, and all these things are the consequences and the cost of unemployment. The unemployment also will result in, decreased incomes, lower living standards, poverty, starvation, and even death. Okay, many people are forced to commit suicide if they remain unemployed for a long time. If you remain unemployed for 1 year, the 1 year unemployment, the trauma from the 1 year unemployment will result in loss of 5 years of lifespan, according to clinical psychologists and scientists. Unemployment is a very dreadful situation. When people are working, they are always associated with their company or organization. Their status depends upon where they are working. Once they are unemployed for a long time, they will have no status. They feel frustrated, alienated. There will be nervous breakdown, wife beating, and family problems, divorce, etc. Loss of a good job is as bad as the divorce of a partner in the family, or the death of a very close person, or a death of a very close relative. So it's very dreadful for people facing unemployment for a long time. Again, when people are unemployed, there will be cost to the government. The people who are unemployed, had they been employed, they would have been paying taxes to the government, income tax, wealth tax and expenditure tax. All these taxes will be lost. So the government exchequer or the treasury will be losing billions of dollars because of the people who are unemployed. Plus, the government expenditure on unemployment benefits will increase in most of the developed countries, because in developed countries there is provision for people who are registered as unemployed to be given unemployment benefits. So government expenditure on unemployment benefits will increase. There is another cost of unemployment. Again, it also has social cost. When more and more people are unemployed, especially when young people are unemployed, the tragedy today is that the young people make up only 25% of the labor force, but more than 50% of the young people are unemployed. When more and more young people are unemployed for long periods, there will be increased crime rates, vandalism, hooliganism, gundaism. All these are very common in countries with a high level of unemployment. So unemployment will lead to social tensions, and there will be vandalism, hooliganism, gundaism, and total breakdown in the social fabric. Unemployment also leads to the economy being stagnant. The economy will be operating below its production possibilities frontier. The economy will not be able to use its valuable resources. So there's lots of waste of resources, valuable resources, to be bad for the economy, which will which will reduce the output and income and the GDP of the economy, and it's very bad for the country's progress. Again, unemployed people also really will be having nervous breakdown, clinical depression, and some of them commit suicide because they are unable to withstand the crisis, and they lose a status, and there will be breakdown of the family life, and all kinds of psychological problems and economic problems are experienced by a number of people because their incomes fall, living standards fall, they'll be experiencing starvation, poverty, and even death. So unemployment is the most serious problem confronting the world today. Now, how can we control or minimize the unemployment? Unemployment cannot be completely eradicated, but certain measures and policies can be taken to reduce the magnitude of unemployment. There can be two sets of measures: demand side policies and supply side policies. Demand side policies are those policies which will increase aggregate demand so that cyclical unemployment can be reduced, or the magnitude of cyclical unemployment can be reduced. Expansionary monetary policy and expansionary fiscal policies will help to reduce the demand deficient unemployment, because expansionary fiscal policy means government should increase its spending, reduce taxes on income, wealth and capital, and indirect taxes. So with that, people's disposable income will rise, aggregate demand will increase, and so demand pull inflation can be controlled. With the government spending more money, people will be able to get more cash, with which they can buy more goods and services, or demand increases, demand pull inflation, and so automatically that demand deficient unemployment can be reduced. Then expansionary monetary policy: the central bank of a country should reduce the discount rate, the lending rates to the commercial banks, so the commercial banks can charge lower rate of interest to the borrowers. Lower rate of interest will encourage more people to borrow money, consumers and investors with more money for buying consumer good durables as well as for investment purposes. And also open market sale of securities will result in open market purchase of securities will result in pumping in more money into the economy by the central bank, and also reducing the record reserve ratio of the commercial banks will enable commercial banks to lend more money to the people who are seeking credit facilities. So all these expansionary monetary and fiscal policy measures can increase aggregate demand in the economy and could reduce demand deficient unemployment or cyclical unemployment. Then there are supply side policies. Many people are unemployed because they don't have enough information about the available jobs. Provide them more information about available jobs. And also encourage industries to go and establish in areas where there are more unemployment. They should be given investment grants and subsidies, and also people should be given training and retraining so that they can improve their skills and take up the jobs. And there should be control of the activities of trade unions. Monopoly power of trade unions should be controlled. Workers should not ask for wages which are unreasonable, so that people who are looking for jobs can be employed by the employers. And again, the government also should deregulate the business. Should not put so much control on business activities so that businesses can operate freely. With less restriction means more employment can be created, and also there can be a measures like measures to improve the mobility of labor from one area to another area. Geographical and occupational mobility of labor should be promoted by the government, and the government should also provide intense and extensive training. And workers should be the wages should be made flexible. Workers should be willing to accept lower wages in times of difficulties and the seasons of unemployment. Okay, and they should be realistic about the situation prevailing in the market, and there should be proper education and training of people. All this can reduce the magnitude of unemployment. These are called supply side policies, both of which can reduce unemployment in a country. Dear students, as we don't have much time now, I shall give you some important topics, very important topics for the examination. Study these topics thoroughly so that you can be ready for examinations next month. Okay, the topic number 1, everything on money. Okay, you should study the definition of money, the qualities and essential characteristic features of money, the functions of money, the importance and significance of money, the advantages of money and disadvantages of money. Everything on money, thoroughly study. Okay, that's an important topic. Then unemployment, which I taught you now. Okay, study about the definition of unemployment, the equilibrium unemployment, the 10 types of equilibrium unemployment, and 2 types of disequilibrium unemployment, the definition of equilibrium unemployment and disequilibrium unemployment. Okay, the types of equilibrium unemployment like frictional unemployment, search unemployment, cashier unemployment, residual unemployment, seasonal unemployment, structural unemployment, regional unemployment, technology unemployment, international unemployment, voluntary unemployment, 10 types of equilibrium unemployment, their definitions and explanations, and 2 types of disequilibrium unemployment, that is excessive real wage unemployment and cyclic unemployment, and the consequences of unemployment, the costs and consequences of unemployment, the effects of unemployment on the people, and some measures to reduce unemployment, policies and measures to reduce demand side policies and supply side policies. That is the second topic. Thoroughly study, very useful. Topic number 3, everything on aggregate demand, aggregate supply. I have given you a lecture on aggregate demand, aggregate supply. Notes can be collected from Professor Anil. He will send you the notes by taking a screenshot. I taught the definition on aggregate demand. Reasons for downwards of the aggregate demand curve. And the factors shifting aggregate demand curve, factors that increase and decrease aggregate demand, aggregate supply, short-term aggregate supply, factors that increase and decrease short-term aggregate supply and long-term aggregate supply, and macroeconomic equilibrium. So everything on aggregate demand is the third topic. The 4th topic is all concepts of national income accounting, concepts like gross national product, gross domestic product, NNP at factor cost and market prices, NDP at market price and factor cost, 3 methods of measuring GNP and GDP, concepts of transfer payments, gross investment and net investment, intermediate goods and final goods, GNP versus GDP. The 4 major economic decision makers in the economy, like households, business firms, government, rest of the world. That is one topic. Topic 4. Topic 5, importance and limitations of GDP or GNP or NNP as a measure of the economic well-being of the people. How far is the GNP or GDP a perfect measure of the economic well-being of the people? The importance and limitations of GDP or GNP concepts. Then simple circular flow model, 2-sector circular flow model, the households and business firms and its limitations, and 3 methods of determining equilibrium level of GDP, aggregate expenditure equals aggregate income approach, injections equals withdrawals approach, aggregate demand equals aggregate supply approach. All those approaches is our topic 5. The next topic is economic growth, definition, advantages and benefits of economic growth, the disadvantages and costs of economic growth, and determinants of economic growth and factors promoting economic growth. These are the major topics you study for the examination. Thoroughly prepare. Anil sir will send you the notes, which prepared by me, and you can study them.